Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. Quite a bit going on in weather. It's mostly a bizarrely warm talk we have to have. But prior to that, it's a shot of 6 to 12 inches, not 6 to 12 inches, 6 to 12 hours of freezing rain, sleet, and snow we have to talk about. So let's cover today first. Let's get that out of the way. It's a 1-inch snow moving across much of lower Michigan now, next couple of hours, not related to the storm system coming, and the storm system coming is related to the warm air burst that's heading on into our area. So let's get on into it. And good morning, everyone. Good morning, Matt Valley from Jackson. And Sarah Maltman, good morning to you. And Larry Pusker, good morning. And Heath Smith, thanks for watching. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. All right, here we go. Current radar showing you that, like I said, some areas of snow all the way from the Sunrise side, as we call it, Tawas and Oscoda area, through Houghton Lake, down through the Tri-Cities, down through Grand Rapids and Lansing, even Detroit, Ann Arbor area, some off and on light snow today. And then we'll take a look to the southwest. That purplish color, that's freezing rain and heading toward the northeast or so. So that will be what's into southern Michigan, this evening at the earliest, but more likely midnight to 3 a.m. or so. So let's go to the radar forecast. I have this lined up for you. Okay, so this is the model I trust the most in these situations. So we go through the afternoon. The first little bit of snow is moving out. And this evening, not too bad. Maybe some areas of light sleet or snow or freezing rain around the Ann Arbor, Detroit area. We're talking 100th there. So just be careful of anything sneaky. When you get off of an interstate or something this evening early, but not the main event. The main event, this is 1 in the morning. So it starts as freezing rain. Kalamazoo and Jackson, Detroit, Ann Arbor, Saline, and we go to 3 in the morning, and it's freezing rain. I-94, let's say Lansing southward by 3 a.m., 6 a.m. So if you're one of these folks that has to leave early for work tomorrow, that's the problem. You've had several hours of freezing rain around the Detroit area, Oakland County, in through Jackson, Kalamazoo. Could be quite slick. You could have up to 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation. That's not ice storm status, power outage status, but it's certainly, whoa, very dangerous on the roads kind of status. So my advice to you is wait as long as you can tomorrow because warmer temperatures are on the way. Okay, so this is 8 o'clock, and you can see the freezing rain changing over to rain sometime in the mid-morning, let's say, and as it moves northward into Grand Rapids, Flint, Saginaw, Bay City, it's mostly in the form of snow mixing with sleet at times. Now we go to 10 a.m., and you probably have just rain, and you probably have 32, 33 degrees, southern part of the state, roads improving 10 a.m. Here's noon. Snowing in Saginaw, snowing in Big Rapids, snowing in Mount Pleasant, snowing in Muskegon, maybe changing rain in Grand Rapids. So like I said, it's a 3 to 6 hour burst, probably is what I should call it, of some wintry weather, either snow and sleet or freezing rain in the south. We go into tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m., still snowing. I would call it, light to moderate from Saginaw and Big Rapids up to Cadillac. Not really making it to Traverse City on this one. 6 p.m., still snowing in the northern half of the state, raining in the south half, but temperatures are above freezing at that point. So the roads would be acting differently. And then by tomorrow evening, it all comes to an end. Now, this is not a dry warm-up initially. because on the edge of the warm air, we get bursts of precipitation and the next rain, solid rain, already into the area by midday on Wednesday with temperatures well above freezing. Total ice accumulation out of this, and remember, it's in a 3 to 6 hour period tonight up through 8, 9, 10 in the morning. So, you know, Kalamazoo, you're looking at 0.15 to 0.2 of an inch of ice. Jackson, maybe the worst of it at, 20, 0.2 to 1/4 of an inch. And so I guess what I'm saying is, you know, you got an ice accumulation, not something that would fortunately bring down a lot of power lines or whatever, but it could bring a tree limb down on a power line, scattered outages. Then you go to Grand Rapids, Flint, Saginaw, and you're talking less than 1/10 of an inch of ice accumulation mixed with the snow and the sleet. Snowfall on this one, I would call it a 2 to 4 inch snow. From Grand Rapids to Flint to northern Oakland County, northward to Cadillac and Tawas or something like that. The heart of the 2 to 4 inches right across the what we call the Tri-Cities. That's the Saginaw, Bay City, Midland area, and then back to the west to Muskegon to Pentwater and Ludington, 2 to 4 inches, and then the sleet mixes in. So not a big storm, but at the wrong time, a very treacherous storm for a short time period. Okay, now we're going to talk the next thing that I teased for you, and that is bizarrely warm temperatures. Look at the calendar. Look at you probably don't have a calendar anymore. Look at your phone. It shows you, call it late January. This would historically be, in a normal winter, the coldest week of the year. Last week of January, first week of February. Cold has momentum. Lori, Young Glove, when starting the Flint area, probably 3 to 6 in the morning tomorrow, starting in the Flint area. So this would historically be the coldest week or 2 weeks of the season coming up. Nope. I'm sharing some insight with you early. I'm going to have a post up probably tomorrow or the next day, and the headline reads, upper air pattern bizarrely looks more like early May, 10 days out, than it does early February. And this is what I'm talking about. So we're going to look at the mid-levels of the atmosphere, 15,000 feet up. We look at the height of a certain pressure level, and the higher that height is, the more expanded and warm the atmosphere is. And that's how we can get a gauge. Wow, we're going to get a lot colder. We're going to get a lot warmer. We'll be bizarre. We'll be about normal. We'll be stormy, whatnot, stuff like that. And so I show this to you all the time because, when I was in television, back in the 90s, the consultants would come in. We called them insultants. They would come and say, do not get technical with the viewer. They don't know what you're talking about. Well, guess what? You are a lot smarter now, and you can handle it. So this is the upper levels of the atmosphere. So remember, last week we had extremely cold air. You can barely see it now. It's retreated up to Canada. We had a cold pocket. Now we're into a southwesterly flow. That's why also the beginnings of this warming trend is a fairly wet situation, because we stay in this southwesterly flow and waves of moisture coming this way. Now we're into next weekend. And then as we get out into the last few days of January, that's a ridge built up that if this were early May, I would say, hey, we got some 70-degree weather coming away. Now, we don't have 70-degree weather. Don't get me wrong on that. We have 40s, maybe 50. Because we have cold ground, we have snow on the ground, we have cold Great Lakes, ice a little starting to form. So that chews up a lot of the momentum. We have shorter days than what we have in May. But the point is, this upper air pattern, if I came out of a coma and there wasn't a date label on this map, I'd say, oh, okay, it's May 1st, maybe? So again, here's that same model showing you that after our mix tomorrow, right there, Then we get a rain coming in on warmer air on Wednesday into Thursday. So it's going to be kind of a showery, wet type warm up at first. And then we go into the weekend, and then as we could get a little backdoor cold front, we could always drop back to highs of 30. Very easy to do for this time of the year. And then as you see 10 days out, the ridge building and warmth up in Canada, and it's just hard to imagine in the first week of February where any cold air, true cold air, would come from. So highs today, near freezing. Tomorrow, 33, 34, 35, a lot of places. Wednesday, upper 30s to near 40. If you could travel Wednesday, you've got no problems except you need windshield wipers, and not heavy at that. And then look at Thursday. High temperatures in the 40s, maybe near 50, Lansing and Ann Arbor and Jackson, Kalamazoo. Friday, upper 30s to 40. Saturday, in the low 40s. Sunday, a lot of places around 40. Next Monday, 35-ish. Next Tuesday, maybe a little bit of a backdoor cold front. And then that ridge starting to take hold. Look at Minneapolis 10 days out. Upper 40s. Look at the UP. Look at Wisconsin. Now, this is pretty far out, and normally a cold will come and squash this, but the point is that it squashes it for a while or to a certain magnitude, but not in a big way. Look at these extended forecasts. Oh, I just closed it down. Hold on, give me a second here for you. Okay, look at these extended forecasts. 6 to 10 day temperature forecast to January 31st. Almost 100% chance that we'll be warmer than normal and drier than normal. 8 to 14 day forecast takes us to February 4th. Extremely high chance of warmer than normal conditions. 3 to 4 week forecast takes us to February 16th and warmer than normal across the northern half of the U.S. Hey, Frank, thank you. I'm still his go-to. Appreciate it very much. You know, again, if I say it, you'll roast me. You'll take it right to the bank to the highest degree. But pretty soon, we got to talk about, is winter, true winter, toast for this year? And I'm guessing it is. I'm guessing we've got 2 or 3 more snowstorms. We could have a big one. We could have our biggest still in March or April. But it's just hard to imagine how we would go through February much warmer than normal and flip-flop to something that would be extremely wintry for a long period in March and April. You know, and you got to say, hey, victory for meteorology. We've been talking since about August or September about a strong El Nino plus global warming. Could this be the winter that isn't a winter? So there's the scoop here. Be careful tonight, tomorrow morning. Wait as long as you can. Wait until you see your driveway or your road in your neighborhood turn wet. Then you know the interstates, state highways should be fine. I'm guessing it's, shouldn't use the word guessing. I'm estimating that it's 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow for a lot of the southern third of the state, maybe 10 a.m. to noon for Saginaw, Grand Rapids, points northward. Then it's more of a talk of, where do I find my tropical shirts? Because it's going to happen here shortly, folks. Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and this has been the MLive Morning Weather Update. Take care.